It's a Canadian, North American house hippo.
It's nighttime in a kitchen just like yours. All is quiet. Or is it? The North American house hippo is found throughout Canada and the eastern United States. House hippos are very timid creatures and are rarely seen, but they will defend their territory if provoked. They come out at night to search for food, water, and materials for their nests. The favorite foods of the house hippo are chips, raisins, and the crumbs from peanut butter on toast. They build their nests in bedroom closets, using lost mittens, dryer lint, and bits of string. The nests have to be very soft and warm. House hippos sleep about 16 hours a day.
Infested with Canadian hippos. I hope it doesn't turn savage. Looks savage, doesn't it?
But as we sleep, there's something interesting going on. House hippos have returned to Canadian homes, but they're extremely hard to spot. They enjoy admiring their reflections, hoarding socks, helping themselves to your devices, and annoying your pets. It looks like Canada has a house hippo problem.
Yeah, it's Thursday Fun. I decided to put together Thursday Fun. It was either that or do my work. Yes, I have piles and piles of papers to mark this week and next. That always concentrates my mind on doing other stuff. Of course, everybody loves America's Mayor, Pete Buttigieg. I mean, what's not to love about him? Guy's funded by multimillionaires, he hates black people, and he's really, really smart. Okay, that was a bit unfair, he can't do much about his height, can he? However, the shock news of the week was this.
Today, I'm excited to announce that I am going to make Alberta the 51st state. I really am.
How dare you!
Alberta, come with us. Come be the Hannah to our Montana. I'd like to congratulate Albertans on their decision to separate from Canada. Face it, Canada's best days are over.
Well, I guess it's a good way of getting cheap oil.
But I don't trust Canada. It's way up north, next to Korea, so bad, full of snow Mexicans. We're going to suck your oil with a plastic straw, and then we're going to just throw away the straw. So bad, so good.
This is all wrong. How dare you!
And if they're not careful, I'm going to grab Saskatchewan right by the Regina. When you're famous, you can do that. You really can. They let you.
You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words.
Alberta is used to being ignored, so I'm going to rename it after my son Eric. Alberta will now be known as Erica. It's such a better name, isn't it? It really is.
People are suffering. People are dying.
America is going to wear Alberta like a tiny little MAGA hat. It's time to make MAGA stand for Make Alberta Great Again. And we will.
Entire ecosystems are collapsing. We are in the beginning of a mass extinction, and all you can talk about is money and fairy tales of eternal economic growth.
Make Alberta great again. Good stuff. Anyway, there'll be more from the 45th, 46th, whatever he is, President of the United States later on in this programme. But first, hopefully you haven't switched off at that news. But first, a lot of people don't know, but I'm actually English. And what a lot of people don't know, especially in Canada, is that the Queen of England is actually the Queen of Canada. So Prince Andrew is actually the Prince of Canada as well, I think. Though I don't think they gave him a title for that. Prince of Edmonton. Prince Andrew and Edmonton, I can see that. Anyhow, who has been a naughty boy, little prince?
That she was forced to have sex with the prince when she was 17.
So if Virginia Roberts is watching this interview, what is your message to her?
I don't have a message for her. Because I have to have a thick skin. If somebody's going to make those sorts of allegations, then I've just got to have a thick skin and get on with it. But they never happened.
Do you regret the whole friendship with Epstein?
Now, still not, and the reason being is that the people that I met and the opportunities that I was given to learn, either by him or because of him, were actually very useful.
Indeed, who amongst us cannot count one of our close friends being a registered sex offender pedophile? I can count them on one hand.
Hello. I'm sorry to interrupt the programme like this, but I really do want to use this opportunity to send a message to the millions and millions of little people who live in China. Stop it at once.
It says something when my little tin pot programme gets hijacked by Spitting Image and from the 1980s. Spitting Image is coming to North America. I can't believe it's going to be as vicious as it was in England in the 80s. But anyway, here's a taster of what the 1980s told us about Prince Andrew. And you know something? They were right. They were right about Jimmy Savile and Ted Heath as well.
But it simply doesn't pry into all the sordid details.
He couldn't give a toss about my sex life.
But does it bother you, the accusations that you're a pedophile? It's all over the press, it's all over the internet. What do you think? Are you a pedophile?
No.
Well, that's enough of Randy Andy for now. Meanwhile, the President of Canada, Justin Trudeau, has been upsetting the Prime Minister of America, Donald J. Trump. What does the J stand for?
Well, he's too fast.
In honour of Mayor Pete's really lame dance, which signifies his entire campaign in my opinion, I now apologise wholeheartedly to you, my 4 devoted fans out there in YouTube land, for the following compilation of politicians dancing. It sucks.
Hey guys, so I just came from a Kanye West concert at Lakewood Church, and I've been thinking the whole day, man. Like, I've been thinking about my religion, my ideology, and I don't know, like, I'm not feeling Bernie anymore, man. I'm feeling Buttigieg, man. No, hear me out. I'm gonna seal the deal.
It's true. Pete Buttigieg has got the zeitgeist. Bernie's gone, man. Bernie's just gone. Who wants an honest politician when you could have a tiny little racist corporate lackey who has like the greatest dance ever? Pete's in New York, Pete's in Woking. Pedophiles, they walk amongst us, our elite. Speaking of which, I promised you politicians doing the Mayor Pete dance. Hold your lunch down for this one.
No, I don't think so.
We're going to go back to Prince Andrew at the end, because I think the victim needs to have the last word. But first, a little bit of prepping content. Andrew has done many bad things and many good things in his life, as have we all. He happens to be a prince, a duke, and whatever else he is. But in California, do you know that even the hardest preppers in California can't cope with something as simple as rain? And did you know that they regularly meet and beat each other up just for practice for SHTF?
Hell, I just get my gun and I just shoot him in the face. All done.
Alright, so we're in a parking structure. Here's the support beam for the roof that we're hiding under because we're good Californians and we're hiding from the rain. And in a nice, loving way, I'm going to run him into this pole. Now, he's nice and loving, hugging the pole. I'm going to grab his head.
Am I going to do that right now? No, because the ground's wet and I don't want everybody, catch cold or something. I don't know. We're not used to this weather stuff here, so.
Give him Indian burns till he lets go. And it's a little harder than people think. So, might give that to Dennis, because Dennis' life doesn't matter.
Well, I think Corsair Trainers spent too long in California under the tutelage of Uncle Al. But I've been practicing disarming techniques ever since I watched that video. And Dennis's life does very much matter. So there's a video going around the internet and people haven't seen it. And I think you should hear it. This is the Duke of York being interviewed by a jag-off comedian called Jimmy Dore. And he has some startling revelations in this one. Very startling.
Fired from the royal family. Well, Mom's a bit cross with me, to say the least. When I stayed with Jeffrey on those occasions, I never saw anything untoward or unseemly, let alone criminal. Now, bear in mind, on most of those occasions, I was preoccupied nearly the entire time by receiving fellatio from teenaged women. I was very distracted. Well, that would certainly explain why the Clintons had him murdered.
What? Excuse me?
Oh my, probably shouldn't have let that last one slip. Oh well, too late. I thought that was a bit of an overreaction on their part to just brutally murder a chap for waving lorries about.
Maybe this isn't what you should talk about in your next interview.
The world will simply never get to find out what really happened to Jeffrey Epstein, that the Clintons had him murdered in his jail cell.
People tend to forget before the internet sensation of Mayor Pete and his dance, the Duke of York actually had his own dance, and it's a much more catchy one. Listen to this. It's going to go in your ear and buzz around in your brain all day.
My close friends call me Randy. I'm a naughty guy. Contraception comes in handy, or I'd have more children than Princess Di. I like to have a lie down wherever I go, 'cause I'm just a prince who can't say no. The nice girls love a sailor. Da, 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 da.
Andrew!
Sorry, Mom, can't stop now. Must keep a lady waiting.
Andrew, for heaven's sake, behave yourself. Be so stupid.
Oh, help! Croak, croak, I must have a snog, Ma.
Andrew, a little peck on the lips is one thing, but all the rest of the hanky-pank is just out of the question.
So Prince Randy Andy, is there anything else you'd like to say to my huge, immense YouTube audience before I allow the accuser to talk?
No, I don't think so. I think you've probably dragged out most of what is required.
Just like, grossed out from it. But I knew I had to keep him happy because that's what Jeffrey and Gillian would expect from me. People on the inside are going to keep coming up with these ridiculous excuses, like his arm was elongated, or the photo was doctored, or he came to New York to break up with Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, come on. I'm calling BS on this, because that's what it is. He knows what happened. I know what happened. And there's only one of us telling the truth, and I know that's me. To help me fight this fight, to not accept this as being okay. This is not some sordid sex story. This is a story of being trafficked.
No, that couldn't have happened. I was with the children. I'd taken Beatrice to a Pizza Express in Woking. I have no recollection of ever meeting her. I'm almost, in fact, I'm convinced that I was never in trance with her. But I have simply no recollection.
It didn't last very long, the whole entire procedure. It was disgusting. He wasn't mean or anything, but he got up and he said thanks and walked out, and I sat there in bed just horrified and ashamed and felt dirty, and I had to get up and go have a shower. And the next day Ghislaine tells me I did a really good job. She pats me on the back and said, "You made him really happy."
Didn't happen. I have no recollection of ever meeting this lady. None whatsoever.
You don't remember meeting her?
No.
He knows what happened. I know what happened. And there's only one of us telling the truth, and I know that's me.
Well, there you have it. That's the end of the Thursday fun for this week. Hopefully next week I'll start to improve on the video outputting, but probably not. Week after that, maybe. Week after that, as we get close to Christmas, expect Huples Cat to return to your inbox on a more regular basis. And I just want to say, as a card-carrying Brit, that I actually am deeply, deeply disgusted that Prince Andrew is not being investigated for this. Now, I know people out there are going to say blah-de-blah-de-blah, a 17-year-old kid, and all the rest of it, and there is some degree of truth in that, except she was trafficked by a convicted, imprisoned, released sexual trafficker pedophile, and Prince Andrew spent 4 days there, at least, with the guy. And I just want to say that this isn't 1970 and everybody's stoned on heroin at a rock concert. You can kind of sort of see why, with a willing girl doing that. This is an unwilling girl who's been trafficked. Honestly, this is absolutely disgusting. And the sensation and the belief that Prince Andrew is above the law and has immunity is utterly, utterly disgusting. And if true, I think it's time for the monarchy to end, both in Canada and in Great Britain. But I don't expect much to happen. I expect the usual suspects will bury this. I suspect that it will all be fine in the long run. But, anywho, be kind to Dennis, be kind to Donald Trump, be kind to President Trudeau. After all, losing Alberta is a bit of a blow to us, because let's face it, without Alberta, Canada's going to function really well. Toodles! This is a presentation from Bad Terrier 2019 Productions. Hopefully you haven't fallen asleep either.